So.
Did you jump right into coaching right out of school, or did you do something else?
Well, right out of school, I bounced around from team to team, and then got into teaching and then coaching there. So for about 3.5, 4 years, and then special education. Yeah, worked with learning disabilities. So worked there, and I had the opportunity to come up here and be a part of this, and jumped on it.
How much do you draw from your former coaches, the way you coach?
I think a lot. Not that I could ever compare myself. I think a lot of coaches will tell you you'll coach how you were coached as a player, and like I said, I can't say I'm a Milt Tennifer or Dan Young, but I think a lot of the lessons that I've learned, how they approach the game, how they taught players, I feel like that I've obviously used that in my coaching methods and philosophies.
When you guys played, you had an attitude. I mean, how do you get that attitude back, and do you start seeing it coming back now?
It's definitely coming back. I think what the foundation that Coach Blaney has laid here is kind of absorbed through the whole program and this offensive line. We've kind of changed how we've done things this spring. Instead of just grading on assignment and technique, which we still do, we're really focusing on effort and guys coming off the ball, guys playing physical. That's our #1 grading tool right now, and the guys have responded well to it.
I'm sorry if you've already kind of been asked this question, but describe that moment when both said you're the guy, you're going to be an assistant.
It'd be embarrassing if I told you what I did, So it was overwhelming. Tears, happiness, just the thought of be given that opportunity. I mean, just thinking about it right now, I'm blown away, and I'm so grateful that he gave me this opportunity. I think it was well earned. I think I deserved it, but what a great opportunity, but what a great responsibility too. And I know that, and I'm excited about the chance, and I'm looking forward to it.
Did you think the coaching process as this goes, and you have to kind of go place to place? Did you think, okay, I'm going to be a GA here, and then I'm going to end up going to another school that I don't know anything about? Did you think you might not ever get back here? Was that a huge shock, the fact that your first job is here?
Right. Yeah, to be honest with you, when I was done playing here, I never thought I'd be back here. Left on kind of a sour note in 2002 after playing in a national championship the year before. And when this opportunity came as an intern, I was excited about it because I kind of had an opportunity to fix something I felt that wasn't right. I kind of left on bad terms, and had such a great experience here. I didn't like it, and to come back and work with Bo and Coach Cotton, kind of as an understudy, has been tremendous for me. And obviously, be given the opportunity as a full-time guy and to be a full-time player in this is awesome. So. I'm very excited about it.
When you say you left here with kind of a sour taste, are you talking about after that Kansas State game? Is that what you're talking about, or are you talking about?
Do you remember me after the Kansas State game?
I do. Who did you take first? Is that what you're talking about, or are you just talking about 7-7?
7-7 season. It was just a disappointing year, but I was telling somebody.
I think people remember the end of the Kansas State game actually quite fondly, the way that you responded to that. I think that reflected what a lot of people felt.
Right, and. It's just one of those things in your life that you learn. I learned more from a 7-7 year than I ever did the year before when we played in the national championship. And oftentimes in adversity, that's when you learn the most about the people around you and what kind of person you are, how you're going to react. And as tough as it was to be a captain of a 7-7 Nebraska football team, I learned a lot. I learned a lot about leadership and how to lead, and kind of developed my coaching attitude a little bit through that season.
You mentioned how excited you are, but you also mentioned the responsibility now. Being a coach, for a big-time program like this, just what does that all entail, and how much, did you realize this is going to be hard work now?
It's not that it's a difference. It is a different step, but the biggest thing is I'm going to keep being me, and there's a reason why I've been given this opportunity, and that's because I work hard, and I believe in fundamentals, technique, and those are things that I'm going to keep doing. And I think that I got to do something or prove something. I just got to be me, and there's a reason why I'm here. I'm going to continue to do those things.
Barney talked about Ricky Henry being the toughest kid that he's ever coached, and having that demeanor that he likes so much. Can you coach that, or do you have to recruit that?
I think it's really hard to coach that. You can motivate, but at some point you got to turn it over to the kids, and they got to be the ones that lead this team, because we can yell and get after people until we're blue in the face, and that's what we're supposed to do and preach technique and fundamentals. But really, that nastiness and that ability just to go hard that's something that's kind of built in you. And it can be developed. I think it can be developed over time, toughness. But I think somebody like Ricky Henry or some of those guys along those lines, that's kind of born in you a little bit, that kind of toughness, because he's on a different level. So.
Got a lot of young tackles you're working with. I mean, Tyler, Jake, got some more guys coming in, I guess, in the fall. I mean, where do you see some of the progress of some of the backups, not necessarily Marcel and Jeremiah who's out, but some of those younger guys who might play?
They're doing a great job. I mean, Tyler is, it's a guy that should be going to prom or already gone to prom. I don't know if it's already passed or not, but he's a guy that's come in and played really well. And he does some great things, and when things go bad, he kind of can't figure out how to react sometimes, and that's just being a young guy. Tremendously talented guy that's got to keep coming, and we just got to keep developing, keep pushing him, and he's got great leadership out of Caputo and Marcel Jones as well. So we just got to keep him going.
What about Jake Cotton?
Jake Cotton, I tell you what, he's been a great surprise for us. He's oftentimes I think about defensive linemen, and to be able to pull them as a defensive lineman over to offensive line is a great attribute, because I was one myself. But having that nastiness, having that attacking ability, and then bring him on the offensive side of the ball, that's what he brings. He's kind of that Ricky Henry mold of toughness and get after you. So he's been a huge asset to us this spring.
How do you like recruiting? You've never really got to do it till this year. I mean, how has that been an adjustment for you?
I really enjoy it. The whole reason why I got in this whole deal is because of the relationship with kids, and I really enjoy that part of it. And as a player, I don't think I enjoyed it as much as I do now as a coach. But the times have changed, kids have changed a little bit, but I really like it. I do. You get to meet all kinds of different and interesting people.
So you'll be pretty excited to hit the road. And
I'm ready to go. The only thing is my wife's pregnant and we're due in 2 weeks, so I got that flight home right away just in case. But I'm going to hit the road. She gave me the pass to go.
What are your territories that you'll be?
It'll be the Midwest.
The Midwest.
Yeah, Midwest area.
With a player like Tyler, he's obviously here for a reason. I mean, he came here in January because he wants to contribute as early as possible. So he's got that drive to get better. Do you don't temper that necessarily, but how do you try and keep him realistic to that, or do you say, no, you could start your first year if you want to?
Yeah, I think a guy like that, you push him to be a starter right away. If he writes down his goals and one of them is not to be a starter, I'd be disappointed in him. So I think that's his mindset, and I think that's what he's striving for. That's what we're striving to push all of our guys for, but him certainly. I think it's an achievable goal for him. Extremely talented guy, got a good head on his shoulders, and we'll see.
Is his size different for a true freshman? I see a lot of big guys come in, but they're big, and a couple years in the strength. But he seems like he's
a well-built guy. He's a big guy. A lot of guys come in big, but they come in a different type of big. He's a big in a more of a polished way. So he's obviously a very special player for us, and just a guy that's got to continue to develop and stop making young guy mistakes. So.